So is this working? Also, why does it have to be a video? The whole point that I wanted to do this was so it wouldn't be a video. But let me check. So I think it might be up right now. Oh my god! Why is it my face? Shit. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, Ben, jump in here. There might be a little bit of an echo, but we're just doing it. No, not Smosh. This is a nightmare. All right.
How could this be happening like this?
This is the Sureman Podcast. Can I mute myself?
Oh, there is.
Here. Now it works.
I'm just noticing from like your phone to the computer, there's such a big delay.
Yeah, that's how live streams work. Anyway, I have something very important to talk about this week. Why is there still a little bit of an echo or not?
Oh, I don't hear anything.
You click it. Is there a microphone in your Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Why would there be a microphone in your Bluetooth? Your mouth is all the way over here.
I don't know how it works.
And the microphone's over here.
I don't know how it works. It just do be like it do.
Okay, I promise there's a point to this conversation. So, I need to know if I'm being petty. Is it petty just to talk?
Is it petty to talk about ex-friends?
Especially on a social media platform. My thing is like, it depends on the way you're talking about them, I think. Yeah. I want to tell you guys the situation, and let me know what you think, because I really want opinions on this. So, a few days ago, I was scrolling through my own Instagram, a little bit self-absorbed, but stay with me, follow me. I'm seeing, like, pictures of people that, like, I had a big falling out with, and I still like the way I look in those pictures, but I don't want to be fake. I don't know. I'm like, okay, I could keep up this mushy caption that did not age well at all, or I can change my caption, and I would never change my caption to something like, this stupid fucking bitch, like, nothing, like, attacking. I said something along the lines of, like, oh, my hair is purple here, that's why I kept up the picture. Like, I don't have a lot of pictures of me with this hair color, whatever. I did end up making a little joke about it on TikTok, but I, like, blurred out the face. I didn't say who I was talking about. I did this with, I'm still here, hello. You notice that you have inactive, and we want to minimize your traffic. Why do you want to minimize my traffic? Oh, Jesus, stereo. What are you doing?
You've got 0 listens on stereo. You can't minimize that.
How can we get less than 0? I have to charge my phone because there's like, we're about to take you off the air. Do you have your charger over there?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is a nightmare. But let me explain the other nightmare that I'm trying to...
That's as far as it extends.
Here, then I'll scoot over here. Anyway, I changed the caption. I made a joke about it on TikTok because I'm like, wow, I really did edit my captions this many years later. It was silly to me. It was a joke. A joke that my high school friends did not find funny, or ex-friends, whatever. People that I acquainted myself with. One of them commented on it, and I was like, okay. Like, I literally didn't say anything hurtful. The picture wasn't even of her. But she was like, fan behavior. I'm like, is it? I'm just talking about me changing a caption because I thought it was stupid. Like, I'm making fun of myself. Are you okay? Are you well? Like, I don't know. I understand her maybe coming to her friend's defense if I was saying something mean about her, but she commented like, Athena, it's been 5 years. I'm like, exactly. Hello? Like, I changed the caption to a lot of my ex-friends from college, too, but they didn't find it because, I don't know, because I didn't appear on their For You page, because they don't care. I don't know why it cut so deep that she commented, but at the same time, it's like, if I'm being petty, which, like, I don't really think I am, but it could be interpreted like that, sure. If I'm talking about it, why can't she talk about it with me? But it's like, she's not talking about it with me. She's just saying, it's been 5 years. I know that. You know that, I know that. Fun comment, I guess. Strange. Weird. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say she can't comment. I'm just confused. I'm like, what was the point? What was the goal? What was the, I don't know. I guess to make me confused, because I am. If her goal was to confuse me, it fucking worked. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Like, am I petty? I might be. I probably am. But I didn't say anything bad. I said, oh, I'm changing my captions, and I used that stupid TikTok sound that's like, la-dee-da-dee-da, la-dee-da-dee-dee. What do you think? Because usually, like, I feel like culturally it's more acceptable to just not talk about people you used to be friends with, especially if you had a messy falling out with them. What do you think?
I mean, it's like, I, like, personally am probably the worst person to talk about this because I just don't really interact with anyone over social media.
Oh, I thought you said, like, in general. I'm like, jeez, the pandemic's hitting us rough. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's such a socially acceptable thing to just kind of be not submissive about it. That sounds like sexual. But like it's kind of this unspoken thing and it's like for real, why though? It doesn't if we're truly over it, why can't we talk about it separately? I don't get it. And it's weird because some of the people who I'm not friends with anymore, we've had a conversation afterwards. I've been like, hey, no ill will towards you, and they're totally understanding and chill. Like we're not gonna be friends anymore, but like it's not as deep as we thought it was when we were in high school.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I don't know. Like this one specific person who ended up commenting on the TikTok about me changing the caption. I never even had real beef with her. It's very strange. Like, she's just very, I don't know, like, she probably thinks that she's doing the honorable thing, sticking up for her friends, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You get, like, an audio message?
Hi, Athena. I'm in the stream. I can see you and I can hear you here. This is so cool. This is so awesome.
This is totally an experiment. I hope that we're not echoing right now, but I'm so glad you're watching. Oh my god. Yes, I'm talking about my pettiness. Let me know what you think. How much have you been listening in? Did you hear about the whole Instagram, TikTok debacle? Because it's been heavy on my mind, because I don't know, like, could I have handled the situation better by not talking about it? Maybe, but it's like, it's a situation that happened in my life, and I'm not being mean to anybody about it. I don't know. Oh, is there another one?
Yeah, I have listened from the beginning. Yeah. It's totally working. There's no echo.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's working so well. I was wondering if there was any way to stream without the video portion because, I don't know, like, the whole reason I wanted to stream it is because, like, I'm in my PJs. I wanted something a little bit more low effort, just like the talking heads. But Stereo was like, surprise, bitch, you're on. And I had no time to react to it, so now I'm just like, on the go, moving, hand up, charging. Craziness.
Insanity.
Here we are. Who would have thought? Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what's been on my mind that I want to talk about on the podcast is like, to what extent is it okay to talk about ex-friends? Because obviously, you can do whatever you want with your close friends. Like, no one's going to stop you, even from being mean about it with your close friends, because you're venting. But on social media, it's a different story. It's like, I don't even fault the girl. It's just more like, A, didn't think it was going to get back to them. But that's the thing about social media. It's out there. And B, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
you're just like,
I'm just trying to think of, like, anything that I can add to this, really, but I just, like, don't really even have a perspective on this subject, so it's like, I don't know, it's just hard for me to find anything to add, really.
Because I feel like a lot of the people in your life that you've had falling outs with, they're just chill about it. I haven't had the luxury. The whole thing from high school was a big production. The one friend I had a falling out with from college was a big production. I just think that's like a result of me being super extroverted and with with a lot of theatrical and dramatic people. But again, like as shitty as things that they've done to me, and probably I've done to them, I don't have any ill will against them. It's just more confusing to me why there's still such bitter emotions. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like both ends. I feel like more subconsciously for me because I keep having dreams. They've been scattered about. It's not like every single day I'll subconsciously think about these people. But every once in a blue moon, when I think like I've fully forgotten about the situation, in my dreams it'll be like, can you imagine if they all apologized to you and everything was chill? I'm like, okay, fine. That was a super fun scenario that I didn't need to be unconsciously thinking about. I love dreams, but I hate dreams. Because sometimes it's just like, hey, why am I still thinking about this? Like, when I'm awake, I never think about this. And then you have one dream, and then it's just bouncing around in your head for ages. Have you ever had something like that? No? Oh my god, I wish I had your brain, dude. It seems so chill in there. My god.
Hello, Ben. How are you? Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Oh, you're so cool. You're so awesome. Anyways. Well, I gotta say that the only falling out I have ever had, it was with my ex-girlfriend, and, I kinda wanted to post some pictures of some drawings we did when we were together, but she didn't like that, so I had to erase it, and now we're cool. Like, it's been like 4 years, and now we're friends again, I guess. We just don't talk at all about our relationship in the past. It's kind of more like, oh yeah, it's like a new chapter of the life. Like, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing.
I think that's a good way to approach it, especially because, like, everybody's boundaries are different. It's hard to know people's boundaries if you don't talk about it, so I'm glad you guys got past that. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get to a place with all of these people, because I think my first mistake in high school was letting it get to that point, because I kept taking so much and not telling them when it bothered me, and I'm sure they did that too. It's like there's just so much unspoken things, and it's been so many years, and we have really no desire to be friends again, but it's still like, I wish we handled it different in the moment, you know? When the friendship ended, I wish we had more closure. I think that's what bothers me still years later, because I'm unbothered about the fact that, like, they're not in my lives anymore. Like, I think we're both mutually better off with, you know, little to no interaction. It's just weird that the one interaction that we've had a few years later is this passive-aggressive thing, which I never meant for it to be like that. But at the same time, it's like, I did post a TikTok about ex-friends, so when the ex-friends are summoned, how am I gonna, like, be pissed off about that? I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be like a Voldemort thing where I'd say it and then they'd be there, but,
You
I
say the name of the ex-friend in the mirror 3 times, and suddenly they're just behind you. Fuck!
it's like, but, like, I can't be surprised, but I am. Like, it's weird. It's like, I didn't want to say that I invited this on myself, but at the same time, like, if I didn't talk about them, like, there's no way this would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just where I'm at right now. Oh, so my little avatar on stereo has been quiet this entire time, and I'm just talking through you.
Through me.
Oh my god, that's so funny. It is me, the real Bean. I have 2 voices.
It seems like that should be the handle of, like, some, like, coffee company or something.
It probably is.
Probably.
Here.
Probably some tiny, like, coffee shop somewhere called The Real Bean.
Yeah, totally. What would you like to talk about? Coffee? Beans?
Coffee? Beans? I don't really drink coffee, actually. I used to drink coffee.
What are your likes and dislikes and your interests?
I like nothing. I dislike everything.
That would make for a great podcast host, though.
That would be an interesting podcast.
Do you have anything to rant about? Look at this picture of a Bratz version of me singing on American Idol.
I don't really have anything right now. There's like been some things that I've been thinking about that I'd like to have a podcast with you at some point about, but I would want to do like more preparation
Okay, totally.
for that. So like
Is it more on like the philosophy and like
yeah,
the
yeah, like
podcasts you can
philosophy
listen
kind
to?
of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. That's a podcast all on its own. I was really passionate about this, but I feel like I already said all I need to say, and I also don't want to just have a podcast that's just a one-sided rant. So, how is your body's reaction to drama? I actually do want to talk about that because I do think it's really interesting for me. I want you to start though.
It depends on the drama. Like, what do you mean by drama?
I don't know, any like kind of like confrontation that catches you off guard in its approach. I don't know.
I don't know. I'd rather not talk about that right now, honestly, just because that's getting into a lot of like therapy stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. For me, I was just bringing it up because for me, I like when I saw the comment, it could almost be mistaken as like it was a lot of anxious feelings, but it could have been mistaken for excitement too. Like my heart was really beating, and in that moment, and like I was typing so fast, in that moment, I feel like I could understand why people are like addicted to it. And people are truly addicted to drama, especially if you have a bigger platform and you're constantly seeing like numbers rise when you're in drama and this and this and this, and you're getting like positive reinforcement almost for putting yourself through the stress and the emotional turmoil. That's just like, I mean, that's fully an addiction right there. And
Yeah.
in that moment, I'm not going to lie, when I was caught off guard, I kind of almost understood it to a point. Like I kept reading back the messages. I'm like, yeah, and then she said this, and I said this, and it's like, I gotta calm down. It's really like, it's so easy for some people to brush off. Like, I tell everything to my mom, so she was like, oh yeah, so then you handled that well. And on the outside, it might have looked like that, but on the inside, it was still reeling. I was like, is she gonna say anything back? Is she gonna say anything back? And it's like, okay, gosh, take it down.
It did have another fallout, though. I think it was one of my... Okay, so this is what was one of my friends. Her name was Angie, and she was kind of like my little sister. And because of, like, how close we were as friends. And, like, I thought we would be friends, like, for a long time, forever, but, like, no friendship is forever, I guess. She stopped talking to me through, like, internet and stuff because we weren't able to see each other anymore. I moved from the country I was in, and she just stopped talking to me. She won't even respond to anything in Facebook, Instagram. Like, every time I send them, like, a hello or something, she just doesn't answer, and it's just so weird.
Yeah, it's so strange, and like those kind of interactions, it could surprise you later, like maybe to hear what they were going through and they'll come back, or like who knows. People who aren't willing to communicate, for me that's the most frustrating thing, because like I'm constantly talking. So it's hard, especially over the internet, to hear someone out. There's this new, oh my gosh, if you want to hear ridiculous, there is this new MTV show called Ghosted,
Oh
where
yeah.
people basically force people who aren't responding to them to have a conversation with them. And guess what? It's like, that doesn't work either. If they're not responding, it's so hard, because it's like you want to have that interaction with them and you have nothing but the best wishes for them, and you just want to find out like why this is happening.
If anything,
Don't bring up an MTV
the
show.
show is just like validation for abusers.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like, I think
But
there's
the
a
way-
lot of cases where, like, especially after, like, if it was, like, two people who were, like, dating, and then, they get out of that relationship, one of the people refuses to talk to the other person. Like not always, but sometimes that could mean that like there was something very toxic about the
Yeah. No,
relationship and these people
the
should
way
not be
you're going
together.
about it is
So,
perfect because that's the way like normal people go about it. They're like, hey, still thinking of you. What's going on? Especially when the friendship or relationship ends with no warning. These people that will take that as an excuse to like put them on the air, like that's assuming that this is all real on MTV, and
who
it
knows?
might not be. I mean,
Is anything on MTV real? Probably not.
That show Catfish is also very emotionally abusive. Like you're just seeing people at like the lowest points of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
What is weird transition because I don't know why now I'm just thinking of MTV. What is the trashiest reality show you've ever seen? Like, and it doesn't have to be like you watched a full episode, but like the worst one you've heard of. I wish we could get both of each other in the shot. Yay.
I don't know. That's really hard. I think like almost every show on MTV is just really, really trashy and like probably should not exist, is how I feel about a lot of MTV shows.
The way I justify watching it is like I feel like it's probably fake.
Yeah.
But
I'm like going off like the assumption that any parts of the shows are real.
Yeah. According to like the Are You the One people, it's real. And that's terrifying to me. At the same time, like, that's one of those shows where I can watch the high highs and the low lows and not feel as bad. Because that's a show that you go on and you're like, what did you expect?
Yeah.
But that's like, okay, you can use that same logic for a show like Temptation Island. And for them, I feel terrible. That show is disgusting. And I've seen so Raymond, I was going to say viewers, but Raymond, if you're still listening in, Temptation Island is this show where couples go on after like years-long relationships and they get separated and they put on a show, they put on like two separate islands, I think, or villas or whatever the hell, and they're surrounded by people of the opposite sex that are trying to get with them. Temptation Island. And these are like people who are like about to get married and then they're watching their significant other like betray their trust in every sort of way. First of all, who would agree to be on that show? Second of all, there's I saw it all over. Backstage is one of the places where I get all the acting jobs, or I apply to all the acting jobs. And there were so many that were like, hey, do you want to be on Temptation Island? Like, that ad kept showing up. And I was like, I think I'd literally rather drink bleach. And that, I don't say that to a lot of things, but like broadcasting your emotional turmoil to that many people on that level, on that scale, no thank you. And you know me, like, I'm always looking for an opportunity to have my 5 minutes of fame. But that, I think, is one of the few things I would never, ever consider even for a second.
It's so stupid, but it's also kind of the, what's the word I'm looking for? The, amalgamation? I don't know.
The pinnacle?
The pinnacle.
The pickle.
Everything that people want in, like, a really trashy dating show.
Yeah, and it's really strange because you think, like, of course there are all these pre-existing problems within the relationship for that to happen. Like, I'm not tempted to test this, but I think if we were to go on it, we'd be fine. I'm not testing that, obviously, but it's also terrible because on this show, they will have the people watching these out of context scenes, from like what their significant others are doing. So if their significant other is doing nothing wrong, like they haven't flirted with anybody, this or that, or this or that, they will find one sentence that can be misconstrued the wrong way, and they'll play it back for the other person to try and egg them on to do something bad. So let's say, hypothetically, this would never happen again, rather chug bleach, Ben and I are on the show, and I just keep getting really stressed out, and all the guys in the villa see that I'm stressed out, and I say something, and I finally am like, just chilling, watching a show, and one of the guys comes up to me, and they're like, oh, you seem a lot happier. And I say something along the lines of like, yeah, for the first time in like the past 2 weeks, I'm not thinking about Ben. But like, I say that, saying like, I'm not worried about what he's doing, I trust him. They take that sentence, they play it back for you, and you're like, why is she not thinking about me? Why is she saying this to like this really gorgeous guy? I'm about to freak out, and that's what like ticks people over the edge.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what if they show a scene to me out of context, and there's this girl crying in front of you because one of the other guys screwed her over, and you're just hyping her up like, no, like, you deserve so much better, you're like, you're so beautiful, like, you know what I mean, like, you're so wonderful, like, hyping her up.
Yeah.
And just, like, doing this, if I see that and I'm not around you for a while, I'd be like, and I don't know the context, which is very important, context is everything, I'd be like, oh, she's beautiful. So crazy.
So what I think is that what I have heard about it in the industry is that a lot of the things that happen in reality shows are real, except that there's directors and stuff like that, they blow it out of proportion. Like, they take something that was real, but then they go like, exaggerated, do that again, or things like that, or like, repeat this scene, you know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There was this one thing that happened in Are You the One, where this guy is throwing chairs into the pool. I can't imagine that wasn't like a producer that was like, here, take this. Oh, you're angry? Here. We give you permission to wreck our set. And he's like, okay, more screen time. Way earlier in my YouTube channel, Athena P, I had this sketch that was a parody of Are You the One? And one of the guys, the whole character for him was, it said on the bottom where it usually says their name, it said, who is this guy? And he's just breaking shit. He's like, I need more screen time! And I think that's actually super accurate. I think that people, especially if they're going on reality TV, they have that kind of mentality of like, oh, what can I do to be seen more? Which is why you have all of these characters. I doubt they're all like that in real life. They're just trying to get their fame. They're just trying to get their coin. And it's crazy to say, but especially on MTV, you can make a whole career off being a reality TV show star. Yeah. Like, if you're on Are You the One, then you can get on The Challenge, then you can get on this, then, oh my gosh, she's dating one of the Teen Mom's ex-boyfriends, and now, oh, there's this new show, X on the Beach. That's a crazy show. X on the Beach, where you just take a bunch of broken up couples. Just like, I don't even know what the goal of that is. It's just like, oh, look, they're getting with other people in front of their ex. Like, I feel like the people who make these reality TV shows up, like, they think they're gods. They're like, what can we do now to make these, like, basic bitches cry?
Yeah, the goal of the TV show is to, for the producers to make money. That's the goal.
Yeah, but it is, like, the thing is, if you play into the game, and, like, that's the thing, though. It's like, you could be playing into the game but still hurting yourself in the process. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, because there's one girl who came out of Are You the One, Tori Deal, and she really wasn't screwed over by any guys. She just more had, like, a really big personality, so they kept using her on The Challenge. I think she's making coin. I think, like, this might be, like, her main source of income, and I think she's doing well, from what I've seen. I think.
That sucks. That is weird.
I think that was your reaction to Temptation Island because I saw the notification come up. Yeah, it's really beyond messed up. There's not even much to say about it. It's just more like somebody really thought of that, and it
Yeah.
exists, and people watch. Like people like me watch. I don't watch the show, but there was this website. This is also crazy. The Temptation Island website. You have you can track every relationship, and you can see at what point it starts to fall apart. And
It's so
it's like,
stupid.
it's like this would be so, like, such a great way to plot, like, these fictional characters' arcs. But then you remember, oh my god, these are two people that were planning on getting married. Like, that's what really gets me. They were, like, well, it's so creepy. It's so, like, it feels almost dystopian. Like, this definitely should not exist.
Temptation Island sucks. Ew. Oh my gosh, that's bad.
It really is next level. Yeah, no. Exactly what we were saying. I'm glad we have someone who agrees with us. I would be so concerned if you were like, yes, destroy every relationship. I don't know who would watch that show as, like, comedy. I feel like there are people out there that do that, but I'm glad that we're all
Yeah.
empathetic people. Even if they did agree to be on trashy television, I feel like no one deserves that kind of stress. There's one girl from Temptation Island that I ended up following her on YouTube, and she is actually really close friends with the girl who her not fiance, but like her longtime boyfriend cheated on her with, because he ended up screwing that girl over in the same way. Like, he kind of, like, used these manipulation tactics to be like, oh, but with you, you're different. You don't know what she does to me. I'm the good guy. And then they kind of, like, got together after they broke up, the new relationship broke up, and the girl's like, listen, I forgive you, but, like, do you see that he's a monster now? And she's like, yeah, totally. And they bonded over that, and I think that's kind of nice. And the way they talk about them, it's also like, this is another crazy thing, because from what I remember, I would have to double check, but I'm pretty sure they said that he was, like, physically, like, abusive too.
Oh, jeez.
And that is another problem, because it's like, why are we giving that guy airtime? Why are we putting him on this platform? Why are we giving him the opportunity to do this with other people?
Yeah.
And it's just, like, super creepy. Super, super, super creepy.
The bad thing about reality shows is that, like, a lot of people think it's actually real, so they are gonna see you there, and they're gonna say, oh, that's the actual person. Like, that's who they are. They suck, you know? Or, like, I want to keep watching them because of how messed up they are.
Totally. Totally. And it's like, that's, like, even more next level. From that is, like, there are people who are just actors on show, and if you're a good enough actor, people will treat you badly in real life. Like, with Joffrey from Game of Thrones, there are people who actually were harassing him and being like, oh, you're a terrible person, blah, blah, blah. I can't even imagine how much worse that would be for people who agree to be these reality TV show villains. And it's like, it is hard to tell, because it's like, is this reality TV, or is this like an actual abuser that they let on to television? Because both of those things happen. I'm sorry, I keep trying to include you, but it seems like every topic I bring up.
I just don't really have anything to add, because I'm like, I don't really watch reality TV that much. That's
You
more
watch
your
Game of
thing.
Thrones.
I did, and I'm like, it sucked.
I said, because you got into it really late, and I was like, listen, like, it's already season 8, and I hear that it's only getting worse. You don't... Are you okay? You keep looking like you're like, I want to go to sleep.
Oh no, I'm just hungry, and like I said, don't really have a lot to add to this conversation.
Well, you can plan the next one. I just, like, had the urge, and it's like we haven't been on Sherman Podcast in forever, so I was like, I gotta.
Yeah. I just would have preferred, like, a little bit more, like, prep time and, like...
But I told you yesterday that we were gonna do this. Also,
Yeah.
like, we could talk about this off air also.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably time for breakfast right now. Raymond, final thoughts? There's such a delay time, so I gotta see when he actually sees that. Actually, I'm not sure if there's a delay on stereo or if there's a delay on YouTube. I think it might just be on YouTube.
It might, yeah. Seems like there's like that 8-second radio delay.
Yeah. One second. Yep, just wanted to make sure there's nothing in the chat. What is that? Our laundry?
Oh yeah, it's the dryer,
Oh my
I
goodness.
think. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Hello, goodbye guys. Hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your breakfast. Bye Ben. Bye Athena. See ya.
Thanks for tuning in, Raymond. This is a lot of fun. Next time, Ben will
Sorry
be-
for being so lame
No, it's
this
okay.
time.
No,
It's-
it's totally fine. I just felt bad because I was like, I'm like obviously the more extrovert of the two, so I hate when I'm like talking over you or like
yeah.
when.
And I definitely thought yesterday that I had a bit more to say about this than I did. And then, I don't know, just like you started talking about it, and I was just like, wow, I really don't have much to add to this.
It's just more like, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I just only agree.
Yeah.
Because like, no, I totally understand. Like, you want to pull from your own personal experience, but like,
I don't really have any personal experience with
Yeah.
this, so it's like I have
if
nothing
you
to
had
pull
a
from.
falling out with anybody and you just wanted to rant, you would only
Yeah.
rant to me. Like, you are just not the type of person to be like, let me make a TikTok, let me make a tweet.
Yeah, and I've never really had like that kind of falling out that like you've had with people before. Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
closest I can think of is ex-girlfriends,
Yeah.
where like it's not really a falling out, it's more that we just broke up and they're not even really part of my life anymore
Yeah.
in any capacity.
Yeah.
So it's like there's just nothing really to be said about it, you know.
Yeah, I wish, like I said, like, I wish that were the case. I wish most people were that mature. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something in New York or if it's just a theater thing or if I also could be a big part of the problem, but I don't know. Something to consider. Did I learn something from this? I don't think so. I'm gonna make breakfast. Bye, Raymond. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.